Hello, my listeners and viewers. I want to welcome you to another episode of common mistakes that people, make in a relationship. You know, if you have stayed with me for this far, I want to congratulate you. You know, and I'm very much encouraged that people find it very useful, and I hope you enjoyed episode 3, which talked about law of sacrifice. You know, um, I mean, as we discussed in episode 3, that law of sacrifice is one of the immutable law of relationship. You know, it's so important. Relationship is supposed to be of mutual benefit, but sometimes, a lot of people bring to the relationship an empty glass, while the other has a full glass, and what normally happens, the guy with the empty glass is expected to get resources from the guy with the full glass. And sometimes, the guy with the full glass automatically ends up being depleted. And we actually said that relationship is like a bank account. You can only put in, or you can only get out what you put in. And if you put in more than you get out, then definitely you will stabilize the relationship. But most people, take out more than they put in, and it leads to depletion, and that leads to strain in relationship, and that leads to breakup, and that leads to, quite a lot of negative effects in the relationship. And also we talked about 3 types of people in episode 3. We talked about yesterday people, today people, and tomorrow people. Today people, yesterday people, they are really not interested in where you are. They keep tying you to things, to your past, to the yesterday, and they keep reminding you of your mistakes you have, done, the problems you have gone through. They want to remind. They are always clogging your mind with your history, with your past, and sometimes which is really not really what reminding people of. Such people are yesterday people. And if you think that a person is constantly reminding you of your past, such a person is really not good for company, whether it be, business relationship, casual relationship, or intimate relationship. For today people, they are in your life not because really they care about your past. They really do not also care about investing time and energy into your future or where you are going. They really don't want to know where you are going. They are interested in where you are. As long as they keep getting what they get from you, they're okay with you. They are okay with your present circumstance. You are the guy, you are the man. As long as the cash keeps flowing, as long as the job is permanent, as long as the resources are there, you are the guy, you are the man. As long as you keep dipping your hands in your pocket and stretching it towards them, they have no problem with you. They are ready to be with you. But they are always ready to take the first flight once you have a crack in your life, once you are faced with challenges. For tomorrow people, these are the people, they are not really concerned about where you have been. Yes, they are interested in where you have been and where you are now, but their major focus and their major interest actually is where you are going. These are the people that will actually help to pay your bus fare to your next destination. And these are the people I have termed as people who are assigned to you. These are the people who have got so many reasons to leave you, and they'll be justified. But they'll always find that one reason that can help them to remain loyal to you. And for tomorrow people, they are a blessing because they will actually use your past as your motivation, and they will use your present, to ensure that you avoid the mistakes of yesterday. But sometimes, people really do not stay in a relationship because of what you have sacrificed for them. People stay in a relationship because of what they have sacrificed for that relationship. And that is a huge mistake. I mean, I get it. Some people say, well, it's really not good to ask a woman, what you can bring to the table. But really, you can have all the monies in the world. But then what else do you want? What do you add to the equation? What's your role? Because look, if you keep just supporting her or supporting him, or if you are just the benefactor, be aware that if the resources get dry, 10 chances to 1, he or she is going to be on the first flight, packing out of your life. So sometimes it's really, really, really appropriate for us to start looking at what's your contribution. Because definitely people with little investment in your life do not really care what happens to you. No, they don't. If they really do not have an investment in your life, in your relationship, in your friendship, I really wonder how they are going to stay in that relationship. That relationship is going to be purely described as parasitic, because they are there, they are with you, they are around you, they ride with you because of what they are getting, not because of what really they are contributing. And we can the Eve and the Adam and Eve creation story is an example of this. Adam and Eve never sacrificed anything. They were just gifted to each other. Adam never did anything to get Eve. So also Eve never did anything to get Adam. And therefore they were not invested in each other. And that is why Adam was almost always leaving Eve. Because, there was no investment. That is why he was not even around when she was tempted. Because when you are invested in people's future, in people's lives, in people's progress, you may want to protect them. But for Adam, no. She was not invested. Eve was just a gift to Adam, and Adam was just a discovery to Eve. And that's it. So it is important. It's really important because for people who actually have been able to stay in a relationship for far too long, and who have been able to give relationship a different meaning, a proud meaning, ask them about their sacrifice they have made. They will tell you things that they have done. People will tell you that relationship is hard. You really need to work at it. You need to work at it so serious. And that is what we want to talk today about in episode 4. I have called this particular episode the law of constructive knowledge. It's so important. Look, relationship is based on trust. Trust is the bedrock of any relationship, any kind of relationship. It must be built on trust. Without trust, the foundation is going to be shaky. I have seen people rush into a relationship without knowing anything, without even having an inkling in who their partner is, what really he is doing, how he gets his money from, what is his, what is his, what are his values, what they are committed to. People are in a relationship because this guy is a little bit famous, he has a car, he can provide some money without even knowing anything. This is a disaster at first sight, because a lot of people could not be trusted. And if they cannot be trusted with their own lives, what gives you the permission to even trust them? Because trust is important. For me to trust you, I have to know a lot about you. I have to have constructive knowledge about you. I have to do, some kind of trust check. Do I need to trust you? Because in a relationship, you are going to share secrets. And, for some people, they are refrigerators. When you give or tell them their secrets, they will preserve your secrets. But for other people, they are just garbage cans. When you tell them your secrets, they are ready to throw your secrets to anybody. They will, in fact, gossip about it. They will gossip about you. These people could not be trusted. And I can't imagine myself, actually, because once you are asleep, it takes trust for me to actually sleep with another person. When I say sleep, because when you are asleep, you lose consciousness, you lose everything. And anything can happen with you at that time. So it takes trust for people to stay together. It takes trust for me to eat even the food you are going to, you give me. It takes trust for me to entrust you with certain things. So therefore, it is so necessary. It is very, very much necessary that we learn to trust each other. And you can only trust me, and I can only trust you by knowing who we have to know each other. Some people actually enter a relationship with very little knowledge about who the other party is. They really don't know. Some people are in a business relationship with fraudsters who appear to be innocent, because we are so much in a rush to trust people at first sight. And sometimes failure to do a trust check will land you into situations you are not prepared for. Like, for instance, we saw Abraham and his wife. Abraham, was fruitful because, of course, he demonstrated that by giving birth to Ishmael, But Sarah was barren. That was an issue, because if Abraham knew that Sarah was barren, he was not really going to, get down with her. And later on, we saw what happened. Because of the problem, Sarah's problem led Abraham to go out of his marriage and, have a relationship with Sarah's maid, and later gave birth, even though it was at Sarah's, agreement or instruction. But later down the line, we also saw that, Jacob, who was, also had the same problem, because sometimes, failing just to discover some of the issues affecting the other party will go down, will affect your generation. And one of the most interesting characters, I mean, there's a biblical character in the Bible that is really worth mentioning and discussing at this point. And that is the guy I may really want to really interact with once we get to eternity. That's Samson. I mean, for some people, when they hear the name Samson, the first thing that comes to their mind was Delilah. I mean, Samson and Delilah. But the problem of Samson started even way before he met Delilah. Samson, it's a guy that has a knack of being in the wrong place and at the wrong time. Samson is a Nazarite. I mean, he has the knack of even disobeying the laws that he was supposed to protect him. He was a Nazarian. I mean, by Nazarian law, by Mosaic law, he was not supposed to be in the vineyard. But Samson ended up finding himself in a vineyard. He wasn't supposed to be around wine. Samson was in a vineyard where wine is produced or manufactured. Samson is not supposed to be around dead animals. But when he ended up in a vineyard, he encountered a lion. He killed, and then he was not supposed to be around dead animals. Now he is with a dead animal. And Samson, I mean, I can understand, in fact, why he had to end up with Delilah, because this guy in his life has this knack of being the wrong place with the wrong people, disobeying law. And sometimes we are actually being unfair with Delilah, because Samson was just this kind of wayward guy, and finally he ended up with Delilah, who actually ended up really cutting short his life. The strongest man that lived during his time, yet was killed in a fashion that was not expected. The moral of the story is a lot of people have got secret battles in their lives. A lot of people are in secret places. And if you fail to have a constructive knowledge to research who they are, you are going to contend with the same problem that they have. And sometimes, in fact, they are going to leave their problem as your legacy. It's important that we have constructive knowledge. Know who your partner is. In business, do not be in a rush to start a relationship. That's why there is courtship. Do some research. Do some check. Who is this guy? Where he has been? I mean, even the family. Some people even check for genetic makeup. Of course, I know of Akshay Kumar's wife. She actually, by her own confession and admission, I listened to her. She said she wanted to know whether there are genetic problems. She had to go down family line, researching about her husband, because she wanted to know who Akshay Kumar was, so that she could be prepared to deal with issues that she might not be able to avoid tomorrow. But a lot of us are always surprised by the secret lives and the secret struggles of I have seen somebody who, he got married and he had a 30-year relationship. The wife never knew. The wife only knew after 30 good years. And imagine, that is devastating. There are certain information that we are not getting to know about our partners that is so devastating. Ladies and gentlemen, do not do that mistake. It is important for us to have constructive knowledge about our partners. It's important for us to have constructive knowledge about our friends. It's important for us to have constructive knowledge about who we want to become friends with. Because if you neglect that, that will be one of the fatal mistakes that you will ever make. Hey guys, remember that this is coming to you by courtesy of Advocate for Victims. Please support us by sharing and liking this video. Thank you.